touched on this before, but working as a heel and as a babyface is completely different, or at least it should be. How much did your work change from heel to babyface?
Well, I was very limited. I didn't have the skill level of being a babyface. That's history. That's the truth. I wasn't, I mean, I was a really, really good heel because it didn't require a lot of stuff. I can do a lot of stuff to guys that I just had I think most of my heat came from talking, but I could also perform at a high level. But it's not because I had 18,000 moves. I wasn't as technically gifted as a guy like Brett or um, but I could talk. I mean, I got so much heat before I got the ring just talking to the marks.
Now, and don't take this the wrong way, Rick. Let me just give an
No, take
evaluation.
Yeah, but
I thought where your work didn't lend itself to being a good babyface,
mm,
you didn't have a lot of moves that blew off a comeback very well. With the
exactly
babyface, the comeback's everything, isn't it?
everything,
Wow, I know
everything.
more than I thought, I guess.
No, it's everything because, well, the comeback. You want to know what my boss? What I could never find a heel to work with me the way I worked with them.
Well, I mean, that's
I,
asking a
I've
lot.
I've been saying that for years. I could never find a heel to work with me the way I worked with him, except maybe a Hunter.
Did he come the closest?
Yeah, Hunter always said me great. I told Randy, but you have to remember, I'm 40 years older than Randy, 32 years older than Randy, or 33, 20 years older than Hunter. So I wasn't in that position. Um, it's like when Roddy and I worked, we both wanted to be the heel. We never had good matches. We had average matches, but it just,
Well, that's a good point. When you came to WWE,
mhm,
your first feud was with Roddy.
yeah, it stunk.
And well, it didn't stink. The promos were great.
Well, the problem was when he was a babyface, he
Right.
wanted to work like a heel.
And he just didn't prefer it, and you could tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, obviously you preferred working as a heel because your style was better equipped, but mentally you preferred being a heel, right? It's more fun.
Absolutely.
What makes
Ab-
it more fun?
for me, it's making the audience mad, making people believe you're really hurting somebody. Which happens sometimes anyway. But you've got to be able to be me. You got to just turn your wheel in a different direction and just ignore. You almost got to make it real, especially with the interaction of the referee and that. I mean, if you're really that mad, 180-pound referee's not going to push you around like a flyweight. You know what I mean? And I always struggle with that. I would tell the referee, fight me. I mean, I'm not going to resist you, but make it look like you're fighting me. Pull my hair to get me off of, you know what I mean? Anything. You have to make it look real.
I'll tell
A,
you what, though.
a referee's a very important part of the match.
Oh, no question. And Tommy Young and you, it was
The
like you were
best.
dancing out there. And
The
sometimes
best.
when you bumped for him, it was one of the biggest pops of the night.
Exactly. Yep. People didn't like that, but when you're out there for an hour, man, you're out there to entertain. And I didn't want anybody to have a minute off.
Oh, I think when you guys would push each other and you'd bump for Tommy, I mean, you did that in some of your most famous matches, like the Steamboat matches, and it took the roof off.
Well, I would do it like after Steamboat had to figure for me.
Right.
So it's logical that Tommy, anybody could push me. My legs are weak, if they're hurt. It was logical. A lot of people didn't see it like that, but you've had to figure four on you for a minute and a half or 2 minutes, and you pull yourself up in the rope when you turn around and push the referee out of frustration, and he pushes you to take a bump. Anybody can push forward if you know how to work. If
Now,
you know how to work.
how does the booker know when it's time to turn somebody? And can you be turned too often? I can think of a few people that have gone back and forth too frequently.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely be turned too often. And you only get, only the real good ones can pull it off over a period of time.
How does the booker know when it's time?
Well, the booker knows when it's time, sometimes out of necessity because there's an injury on the other side, or maybe just you end up realizing they're just fighting. You're fighting the crowd, you're fighting the reaction, you're dealing with just someone, it just needs to be working the other direction or working the other way.
Is there any heel who never worked babyface? I know Steamboat never worked heel, but can you think of anybody who never worked babyface ever?
No.
Did Ole ever work babyface?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I don't remember.
Yeah, I've been over. We were well, not really babyface, but yeah, the Andersons never worked babyface. Ole and Jane, no, they did not.
But I think Ole might have as a single at some. Oh wait, no, hold it. What am I thinking about? When the Horseman turned on Ole and kicked him out, he was kind of a babyface for a short time,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
yeah, I guess it was.
So nobody
Yeah,
cared.
he did more limited. Ole was more limited than I was. No, no, seriously, he had his shoulders were bad. He had a
Right,
hard time. He had a hard time punching. I'm talking about physical because of physical
right.
injuries.
Now, did consistently being a heel ever take its toll mentally? You know, was there ever a time you tired of all the abuse and all the heat and outside the ring, especially back in the NWA days?
Never
You loved it.
loved it.
Why'd you love it? Go talk about that.
Bad, 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 bad boys and make us feel so good. Did Bobby Roll ever want to be a babyface?
No, and he never was.
Yeah, but after a while he was because of how good he was. You know what I mean?
He was always a babyface in Detroit and
Yeah,
Chicago.
yeah, yeah. But I'm saying on the road, but it was just some guys are just have got that switch, and it's the same way in every. It almost the same way in all sports. You know, some guys that just are pricks, and if that makes him a heel, makes him a heel.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. But you were a great guy outside the ring, and to my experience, and Bobby Probert was a great guy off the rink.
Yes, yeah. I know, no, but I'm just saying it. But you know, at the same time, the era dictated the conduct of you know the way you could read it, interact with the fans. And it was, I liked it when it was a fight to get back and forth to the ring. That's when you knew you had heat. When the people are trying to touch you, reach out, whether even if it's to try and whack you, it's a lot more exciting.
Oh, no question. One of the earliest examples I can remember that was when I was literally a kid in age, and Zbyszko turned on Bruno up here in WWF, the old territory.
Yes.
And I remember I went to the match where Zbyszko fought Bruno the first time,
Mhm.
and literally it took him 10 minutes to get to and from the ring.
Larry.
Yeah, Larry. It was
Wow.
unbelievable how much they hated him. It was just, it
Huh.
was great, but it was unbelievable. And to be honest, he was a young guy then, and you
Yeah.
could tell looking for him. I mean, he handled it well, and it was the biggest break of his career.
Yeah.
But initially, it was maybe more than he bargained for, you know?
Yeah. I didn't get to see any of it, but I know it was heated.